Here it is, my top 20 most anticipated movies of 2026. We've got 20 movies to talk about. They all hopefully should be coming out this year, and I'm all excited for them. So, you know the gist. Let's just jump right into it. In 20th place, I'm going with the new Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. I am still yet to see The Mandalorian show. I just couldn't get into it. I might try getting through it before this movie comes out just so I can be caught up on all the lore and the knowledge. But honestly, I just like Star Wars movies. It's been 7 years since we've had one, and I just want another Star Wars movie. I'm hoping this one's good. I saw the trailer in cinemas in an IMAX theater, and it goes to the full 1.44 to 1 aspect ratio, and anything that does that's gonna at least look good, especially on an IMAX screen. So I'm looking forward to seeing this, hopefully on an IMAX screen. It seems fun, and yeah, it's not as anticipated as some other movies, which is why it's lower down. But yeah, I'm interested at least to see this. And my prediction for the box office, I think this could probably hit around the 600 million mark. I know the show's pretty popular. I don't think it's popular enough to get this movie to $1 billion, but yeah, I think 600 could be a safe little spot to predict. Coming in 19th place is the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Do I think this movie will be particularly good? No, I did not like the first one that much, and this one doesn't seem to be doing anything more particularly interesting than the first one. I have no nostalgic connection to the Mario Galaxy game. I've never played it, but I mean, the first one was fun to watch in cinemas with, all your friends and kind of almost poking fun at it. And yeah, I think this one will be a similar experience, almost like with the FNAF movies or something. It's just dumb entertainment that's kind of nostalgic and fun to watch the first time you see it and point out all the things that you recognise. Although this one might not have as many things that I do recognise, but whatever. I just think it'll be just a relatively fun time. I'm just excited. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this one. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a foreign little movie. My prediction for the box office is probably going to be similar to the first one. I think it's probably going to make 1.2 billion. That's my general prediction. I think it's going to crack $1 billion. But we'll see. Coming in 18th place is The Bride. This is a bit of a riskier one. I've just seen a lot of people be really excited for this. I think it looks interesting. I think purely the amount of, more letterboxed people are going to be watching this one. There's going to be lots of discussion about it. So I'm interested to hear how that's all going to go. Yeah, I'm interested to see. I think this is Maggie Gyllenhaal's first directional debut. It's a modern reinterpretation of the Bride of Frankenstein or of sorts or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's going to be a unique movie with some cool visual flares. It's not going to be a box office breaker. It's probably going to make like maybe 200 million max. Yeah, I mean, I like most of the actors in the movie. I think it looks cool, and yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it, and I'm hoping I'm gonna like it. We'll see when it comes out in like 6 weeks. In 17th place, I'm putting Violent Night 2. This even comes out this year. I loved the first one. I watch it every Christmas, and I think a sequel that just kind of does some more cool action themed around Santa Claus, I'm all in. I'm gonna love it. Yeah, I'm just looking forward for another fun Christmas action movie. Every time I rewatch the first one around Christmas time, I'm just like, I could watch this for ages. It's just one of those movies. And yeah, just give me more of what I want, please. Another movie that I think might make like not that big of a splash at the box office. I don't even know how much the first one made. I'm guessing this one probably won't make too far off, maybe 300 million. This probably would be higher if this was like last year, but I feel like some of the John Wick style movies are getting a little bit stale. Nobody 2 was a bit of a disappointment. Ballerina was just kind of alright. So I'm hoping this doesn't fall into that similar trap, but if it doesn't, I think this could be another Christmas classic banger. Coming in 16th place is the new Steven Spielberg movie, The Disclosure Day. This is his first movie in a while. I think the last one he did was The Fabelmans, which was like nearly 2.5 years ago now. It's an alien Spielberg movie as well, which are usually really good. Of course, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is probably top 5 Spielberg for me. E.T. is an all-time classic, and War of the Worlds is pretty underrated in my opinion. I think this has the potential of being really interesting. I have not seen any of the marketing or trailers for it yet. I do not know what the plot is. I just know it's Steven Spielberg, and I know there's aliens, so yes, just sign me up. Box office feel like isn't particularly obvious with this one. I feel like this could make maybe 400-ish million. It's my prediction, but this isn't like a big blockbuster. This is just one of those. This is just a regular good movie. So yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely interested for this one. In 15th place, I'm putting Coyote versus Acme. This was a really interesting kind of a Looney Tunes live action style movie that was supposed to come out a few years ago, I think, and then just got cancelled by Warner Bros. Last minute in the same vein of Batgirl. But it's been re-picked up by an independent studio and it's being released in a few months. I'm really excited for it. I'm a huge fan of live action animating hybrid movies, and they have the potential to be really clever. Space Jam isn't a particularly good movie, but it is a childhood classic of mine, and movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Looney Tunes Back in Action are also childhood classics, but they are genuinely really good movies. And I think if this holds the same kind of humour as something like Looney Tunes Back in Action, this could be like one of the best comedy movies of the year. Although I doubt this is going to make any money really. Might make 200 million, if lucky. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be a great comedy movie, and it's also like a courtroom movie, I think. I'm just really excited, honestly, for just bring this movie on. Coming in 14th place is Evil Dead Burn, the newest entry in the Evil Dead franchise. Evil Dead 2 is one of my favourite horror movies ever made. The original Evil Dead is an all-time classic. Army of Darkness is a huge, almost guilty pleasure of mine. And the last Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead Rise, was one of the best horror movies of the past few years. So, more of that? 100%. Just give me it as soon as possible. It's a different director than the last one. I'm just kind of interested to see how it's going to play out. Will they lean down more on the silliness of the first? Or not the first, but like the second one? Who knows? But I'm hoping they do something new, something different, like what the last one did. Not just more of the same, which this franchise is set to do. But yeah, I mean, I doubt this is going to be another smash hit. This is just going to be a good movie. It might make I don't know, $100 or $200 million at the box office, my prediction. But yeah, I just think this is going to be a really solid horror movie. Hopefully, fingers crossed. In 13th place is the new Narnia movie by Greta Gerwig, of all people, which is an interesting choice. I mean, Barbie's obviously a modern, iconic hit. Lady Bird was pretty good. I'm yet to see Little Women. I enjoy the original Narnia movies from 20 years ago. I am yet to read the books. But, you know, I'm interested in see where this franchise could go. Maybe this could be another, an actual successful reboot and actually takes the franchise in a properly successful direction instead of just making one good movie and two movies that barely anyone really ever talks about. Um, yeah, I think if this could be successful, maybe this could be like another Dune, but more for families, you know. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how Narnia goes. I have no box office predictions for this because I'm pretty sure this is a Netflix movie, so probably won't really get released in cinemas much. So, yeah, bring on a new Narnia movie. In 12th place, I'm putting Project Hail Mary, which is a Ryan Gosling sci-fi comedy of sorts. It's directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who, despite their not great actions towards some animation artists in recent years, consistently have churned out some of the best movies of the 21st century, in my opinion. Movies like the Jump Street movies, which are genuinely some of the funniest comedies of the decade. Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs, the Spider-Verse movies, Mitchell's vs. the Machines, banger after banger after banger. They have not missed once. Although I haven't seen much buzz around this movie, I'm hoping this doesn't turn out to be another Fall Guy with David Lynch having made a bunch of good movies and that just kind of being alright, or The Running Man with Edgar Wright, who's made a bunch of really great movies and that movie just being alright. I'm hoping this isn't just kind of an alright, forgettable movie and is just a genuinely great sci-fi comedy with lots of hilarious bits and cool concepts and a fun performance from Ryan Gosling. But who knows? I'm just a little bit skeptical, hence why it's not higher on this list, and it only comes out in like 6 weeks, and we've barely heard anything. And the last time we got a space movie in March by a big director, Mickey 17, cough cough, it was a little bit underwhelming, I must say. So we'll wait and see how Project Hail Mary goes in March. My prediction for the box office, if it's, I mean, honestly, maybe like 400 million. I don't think this is going to be a massive hit. Like, even the good movies that Lord and Miller have made don't really do particularly well. They're not huge money bringers, but we'll see. In 11th place is Resident Evil. I have no connection to the Resident Evil games. I've never played any of them. I haven't even watched the original movies with Mila Jovovich or anything. So why is this so high on my list? Honestly, Zach Cregger's name gives this a really big boost. I probably would hand-wave this as a classic nostalgia-driven Hollywood video game adaptation that ends up just completely falling on its face. But Zach Cregger's name does definitely give me a bit of hope, given that I am a big fan of this year's Weapons, which he did, and a few years ago he did Barbarian. So an actually kind of different sort of horror movie style that he does, that he's going to be doing with Resident Evil, seemed really interesting. It's supposedly going to be shot with IMAX, like, not like real IMAX cameras, but like digital ones, so there's going to be some sort of like epic feel to it in places. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. Like, even if it doesn't end up being that well, I'm just really interested to see how this ends up turning out, and I hope it's good. We'll have to see. I definitely think this is another one that's not like a huge box office draw, but I think we'll probably end up making like 350 million. I mean, Weapons did do pretty well this year, so who knows. Here we are entering the top 10 with Spider-Man Brand New Day. These is where we're getting into the heavy-hitting blockbusters that mostly have the potential to actually make the big bucks for the most part. I mean, yeah, I'm an MCU fan. I have been for over a decade now. Yeah, they haven't been as good recently, but I think Spider-Man is probably still going to have a good chance of being good. I mean, even No Way Home was good, and that was amongst some of the weaker parts of the MCU. We really haven't seen anything about this movie other than like the suit and some of the cast members. I think it's gonna be a fun movie. Like, it's the last Marvel movie before Doomsday. It's probably gonna tie into it, I'm assuming. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm just a little bit more skeptical because we haven't seen like anything from this. Maybe if we had, I'd put it higher, but as of right now, I'm putting it here, and my prediction is this is probably going to be a heavy hitter, I think, especially with the Avengers hype around this movie, and if this is a genuinely good movie, I think it could break 1 billion. I think, like, I mean, No Way Home got pretty close to 2 billion. Far From Home even managed to break 1 billion, but this is a very different one. I think it could still break $1 billion because, I mean, it's Spider-Man and it's being released in the peak of the summer, although it isn't getting an IMAX release because it's being released right after a certain other IMAX movie that is probably on this list. You'll see. But yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet to think this will at least be a fun movie. And the MCU has been doing a little bit better recently with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. So yeah, I'm confident in this movie. In ninth place is Michael. This is a repeat from last year. It got delayed. Probably I'm assuming most of my thoughts still stand. Yeah, it's one of the most iconic and famous celebrities of all time. He's got one of the best discographies of all time. This is going to be a guaranteed $1 billion hit. I can say that with absolute confidence. Will make $1 billion. You can take my word on that. I'm hoping this is a good movie. I'm praying. I mean, I know all of the stuff behind the scenes and having to change the length of it and cut a big chunk of the story from the end out. I'm praying it's good. And if it is, could be one of the best movies of the year and potentially be the best biopic movie of all time, or it could fall completely on its face and be forgotten within a few months. Let's hope it's the former. In eighth place, I'm putting in Terrifier 4. I love the other 3 movies. They're kind of like a guilty pleasure for me. I mean, I'm a sucker for 80s horror movies, or really any horror movies, especially slashers. I think this is basically the modern equivalent of like the Friday the 13th movies. I mean, the third one was an absolute smash hit. I think this one's supposed to be delving into the origins of Art the Clown. I think it might supposed to be the last one, or maybe the second last one, or something like that. I'm honestly almost kind of hope it isn't, because I just love watching these movies so much, but yeah, I think this could be another smash hit. I think this could probably make 400 billion, outgross the third one if it's once again good, and yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this movie, and it's going to be another banger Halloween release. I love seeing these movies basically every other year now. In 7th place is, I guess, somehow one of the more controversial puttings on this list, Toy Story 5. People have been saying ever since this movie was announced that it's pointless and stupid and blah blah blah, and this movie's gonna suck, but like, all 4 previous Toy Story movies are all some of the best animated movies of the past 30 years. Why do we think the 5th one's gonna be bad? It's got an interesting concept with the iPad coming in that seems really fun and interesting, and like, yeah, they've consistently made 4 good movies. Why do we think that the 5th one's going to suddenly break that chain? Like, the 5th one's going to be good, like the rest of them. I'm pretty confident in that. This is going to be $1 billion movie like the last 2. And yeah, it's going to be a great movie. Like, I don't know why people are so hesitant towards a Toy Story movie. It's going to be great. In 6th place is Clayface. Look, I don't want to spoil my upcoming 2025 ranking video, but look, Superman was a fantastic movie. It basically lived up to my expectations. I'm now excited for anything this DC universe has to come up with. And there's a body horror movie, like, about a Batman villain. Seems really interesting. I think maybe this could lead into the reveal of who the actor for Batman will be in this universe. It's an actually really different movie than what we've seen in not only DC in general, especially this universe. It's really going to open the doors for possibilities for more, like, actually different and like diverse stories in this universe, and I'm just really excited. We've seen almost nothing from it. I don't think this is going to be a smash hit. I think this might be a lower 300 to 400 million range sort of movie if it's good, which it hopefully will be. I think this is going to be really interesting. I'm just very interested to see how this sort of movie can play out in this universe. In fifth place is Dune Messiah. The less excited. There's two big movies coming out in this day in December and this year, and this is the one I am less excited for, even though I'm still absolutely hyped for this. I loved the previous two Dune movies. I'm really excited how they're taking the direction in this one. This one's supposed to be really different, especially if it follows the book more. It's going to be the last one directed by Denis Villeneuve. There's also another Denis Villeneuve movie coming out this year that I'm also more excited for. I love the Dune movies. I think this one will probably do similar to how the second one did, probably around the 700 million range, especially with a Christmas release, but I think it could get overshadowed by the other movie releasing on this day. But yeah, I think this is just going to be a guaranteed hit. In fourth place is another Denis Villeneuve movie, the upcoming James Bond movie. I am extremely interested in seeing how he takes this franchise, especially since it's been basically 5 years now since we've last seen these movies with No Time to Die ending Daniel Craig's run. I'm interested to see who he's going to cast. Hopefully it's a more unknown actor like how almost all the other James Bond movie actors have been done. I think there were rumours that they could be casting like Tom Holland or something. I really hope they don't. I can't see him as James Bond. We need an unknown actor. That if we're to make this work, depending on who they cast, we will either heighten or belittle my excitement greatly. I'm interested to see if they go a more original route, like in the GoldenEye, or if they're going to do a more classic story, like Casino Royale. How are they going to do, how are they going to base the action? What are they going to take inspiration from? But it doesn't come out till probably much later in the year. We'll just see how it goes. I'm very, very excited for this movie if it ends up being as good as it could be. In third place, I'm putting Avengers Doomsday. Like I said before with Spider-Man, I'm a big Marvel person. I mean, I remember I was there opening night on Infinity War and Endgame. This was initially a bit lower because, of course, Marvel has not been the best recently. But I did recently rewatch Infinity War and Endgame. And, of course, those new trailers have been coming out. And it's gotten a lot more excitement in me. I think this has the chance to, while obviously not be as good as Infinity War and Endgame, having not nearly the amount of build-up or preparation, I think these are just going to be fun as hell blockbusters. And I think this is going to be a nice little bookend to the entire MCU, since they're probably going to be rebooting it after these movies. So why not just have some fun with the ending? Like, bring all these people back just for one last hurrah. I mean, as long as it isn't boring, which I don't know how you make a movie with 50 characters, all of which I like and want to see interact with one another, boring. But yeah, I'm interested to see how Robert Downey Jr. is portrayed as Doctor Doom. I'm interested to see how they do all the character interactions. I want it to be like a non-stop action blockbuster style movie. Although I think this is going to take more of a Deathly Hallows sort of way of doing a two-parter as opposed to Infinity War and Endgame, where Infinity War kind of felt more like the big epic action one, and Endgame was more like a swan song epilogue. I think it's going to take more of a Deathly Hallows route, where part one is like the setup and all the building, and Secret Wars, it will be the big actual action epic. So yeah, Doomsday is mostly setting up Doctor Doom, probably setting up who all the characters and villains are going to be. And yeah, I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to almost guarantee original Avengers numbers, at least $1.5 billion. It's going to be good. It's going to be big. It's going to be one of the best action movies of the year. I'm going to have so much fun with this movie. I cannot wait, honestly. In second place is Supergirl. I loved Superman last year. This is obviously going to have another big boost because of how much I love that movie. This was initially number one for a bit until I saw the trailer for the actual number one movie, and I realised how much more excited I am for that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the next big movie in this universe. This is the first movie that isn't primarily made by James Gunn. Hoping it's going to be good. I'm actually going to be reading through Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is the comics that this movie is primarily based off in preparation for the movie. So seeing how it well adapts the actual storyline, which is probably the first new movie I'll actually have read the comic beforehand before actually watching the movie. Yeah, I'm just interested to see how they do some more cosmic fun aspects of this universe and kind of have a Guardians of the Galaxy almost style, but you know, it's going to be fun and it's going to feel like its own thing, and hopefully we'll get to see some more Superman as well. Who knows? My overall box office prediction, given that the last Superman movie made about 600 million, either this could make less, maybe around 550, or because of all the good word of mouth from that movie, and if this one's really good, maybe this could make the same amount, if not a little bit more, who knows. But this is definitely not going to be a massive blow out of the water movie, especially since the last one wasn't. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how they take this, and it will be the first actual good Supergirl movie, and not an absolute disaster like the 80th one will be, hopefully. It's almost too obvious what my number one is. It's Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I'm a huge Nolan fan. Obviously, movies like The Dark Knight, Interstellar, Inception are 10 out of 10s in my opinion, and are some of my favourite movies. Other stuff like Oppenheimer and Memento are fantastic. And this entire movie being shot with IMAX cameras, boy, it makes me excited to see this in a true IMAX theatre and seeing the entire screen be fed out for the entire thing. My God, and it's going to be a pure epic action movie for the ages. This is going to be like a defining movie of the decade, and it will probably end up being a true classic for generations to come. Decades from now, people are going to be envious of us getting to witness this for the first time as it came out. I'm confident enough to say this. This does not really feel like a movie that I would usually love, but I feel like Christopher Nolan is the kind of guy that can pull this movie off. This is going to be pure spectacle, pure visual mastery, and yeah, everyone knows this is going to be like the biggest and best movie of the year. And with the amount of boost from IMAX tickets and, you know, even Oppenheimer made close to $1 billion, I think this could break $1 billion. I think this could be one of the biggest movies of the year. I think this could be like James Cameron in his peak levels of scale. Like this could be our, like, I don't know if Titanic is the right comparison, but my God, is this going to be absolutely incredible, and I can confidently say this is my most anticipated movie of the year. Well, those are my most anticipated movies of 2026. Look forward to hearing my opinions on them in my 2026 ranking video next year, and get ready for my 2025 ranking video, hopefully coming next week. See you then, and yeah, have a video